Hello learners, welcome to the SWAM course on preparation of research proposal in social sciences. Today we are going to discuss lecture number 9, designing and formatting of research proposal. We have discussed many important things regarding development of a research proposal, that what is research proposal, how to make research proposal, what are the component of research proposal, and what are the basics of research language while writing research proposal. But today we are going to discuss a very important and technical topic which makes your presentation more valued, which make your presentation more vibrant, that is designing and formatting of a research proposal. See, when you are in a stage to prepare your research proposal and design it and format it, you have to consider some fundamental aspects which will make your proposal more sound, more appealing to the person concerned. So let us begin. Key learning themes you can see here: paper size and quality, font and size, spacing and margin, page numbering, consistency, heading and subheadings, table and figures, and proofreading. These all are the important things that you have to take care of when you are going to write and design your research proposal. So let us discuss all these key learning themes one by one. Number 1, paper size and qualities. Now we are in the digital world. We send the document mostly in MS Word or PDF type files via email or other available online interfaces. This is true that we are now sharing the documents in the form of MS Word, PDF or any other document type via email and other interfaces. But apart from this, sometimes it is required to show and present it in the form of a hard copy, printed form. So when you want to prepare it in a printed form, you have to make sure that few things which are required to be done, like use A4 size, that is 21 cm by 29.7 cm, arrangement of papers, and a good quality white bond paper, maybe 100 GSM or 80 GSM also can be preferred. Here, when you are typing, especially I am talking about MS Word, when you are typing your research proposal in MS Word format, then be sure that the paper quality, or you can say the size of the paper that you have selected should be A4 size paper, so that whatever you type and when you are going to print it, it will come in a more professional manner. While preparing the soft copy, also make similar kinds of technical arrangement. Similar kind of technical arrangement means arrangement related to paper size, arrangement related to your printing margins. Font and size. This is another interesting and a most important aspect of designing and formatting your research proposal. There are many type of fonts. Now when we are typing on MS Word, we have various kind of fonts, but as a researcher you have to be very concise and very accurate that which one you are going to use. For example, stick to the specified or conventional fonts. Acceptable fonts are like Arial, Times New Roman and Calibri, and this also depends upon institutional demands. Sometimes the institution have some specific kind of a demand that you should have this font for writing your research proposal. And avoid decorative fonts. Decorative fonts means sometimes you use very fancy kind of typing fonts which are not professional and not usable for research proposal or writing any kind of a professional documents which we use for creative kind of a writing. So avoid it. Reason for font is it improves the readability and accessibility, which are key to successful review process. See, when you are sending your proposal somewhere for review, it also plays a very important role in terms of being selected, that how you have written, how you have designed and given the formatting to the proposal. Font size matters. 100% font size matters. You cannot write very big letters or very small letters, because the minimum font size is usually 12 points. You can make a note of this. It is very important that generally the minimum font size we use for writing the proposal is 12 points. Smaller fonts may be allowed for figures and table captions. Maintain a consistent size across the document unless otherwise specified. See, when you are writing a research proposal, be very accurate with making consistency of font size, because you cannot write that on page number 1 you are writing font size which is 14 or 16, or in the other page you are writing page number font size 12 or 10 or 11. So be very consistent with respect to your font size throughout your research proposal. Next is minimum size is also required, as well as consistency is also required, and it enhances the readability of your overall research proposal, so that the person concerned who is looking into your research proposal may see properly that yes, you have written and made your proposal according to the given font size or whatever you have chosen. Spacing and margin. This is the another important thing, that as a researcher you have to understand it, that when you are forming a research proposal, you have to be very sure about what is spacing you are giving in between the lines, what kind of margin you are selecting for writing over a paper. Margin is space outside the element, between the border. Between the border, the space provided is called the margin that you have given on your proposal. So be very conscious regarding these things. A line spacing should typically 1.5 spacing. This is again I am telling, sometime it may vary. Sometime it may vary from institution to institution, that is it 1.5 or 2.0, it depends, but generally we prefer 1.5 spacing. Margins are usually 1 inch on all sides or as desirable, but should be similar on all pages. To take care of this thing, that all margin should be similar on all pages. Line spacing, typically 1.5 spacing, and margins usually 1 inch on all sides. You can see here on a screen that why do you need spacing and margin in such a manner, because a neat and systematic arrangement presentation of proposal make it more vibrant and eye-catching. It also enhances the readability of your overall research proposal. Padding versus margin. This is another interesting thing that researchers have to understand, that there are two terms. First is padding, second is margin. So let us understand what is padding first. It is an inside space, as we have just discussed, that margin is an outside space, padding is an inside space. It generally defines the space inside an element between its content and its border. Minimize the padding area so that proper content adjustment can be done. This is very crucial, that how you adjust your statements, your write-up on a A4 size paper, by margin, by line spacing, and with the help of minimizing the padding area. Here you can see on the screen, suppose this is your write-up and content goes here, the white area you can see, and between margin and content you have a padding area. So if you minimize that area which is between margin and content, it makes your content more lucrative. It makes your content more appealing and more formal in nature. So please maintain this thing, that minimize the margin as per requirement and make minimum spaces in padding so that it should not look awkward. Page numbering. This is another very important aspect of formatting that generally researchers used to forget. It happens, they generally used to forget it, to put page number. Page numbering is very important as it makes your pages systematic and numerically arranged so that readers can have proper sequencing. This is very important. For example, if you do not have a page number on the research proposal, then all of a sudden if you wanted to say that I want to see objectives of your research proposal, you are just counting page. And if you have page number on the pages, you can directly say to somebody that please go to page number 6 where you have written your objective, or you go to any other page number where objective belongs in a research proposal. So it makes a very clear cut sense not only to the researcher, to the readers also, that under which page number I have written some particular sections. So write the page number properly, and with the page number it becomes easy to refer some issue. For example, if somebody is pointing some issue that you have written something wrong on some certain page number, then it looks very awkward if somebody says you go to that page number by counting. The moment a page is turned, a person can know that okay, can you go to page number 7 section 2. It becomes more easy to communicate and talk in between. It reflects the attentiveness of the researcher. Yes, it reflects the attentiveness, that how attentive you are towards your designing and formatting, that you are taking care of even very small things which are very, very important to the proposal forming. For page number, use Arabic numerals but not in Roman numbers. See, when you are making a research proposal, normal page number can be done in Arabic numerals, not in Roman number. Yes, but sometime you give cover page number by Roman number. Sometime if you have some additional sheets with your research proposal in a form of appendices, you can give Roman number there, but in the body of the text, in the body of the proposal, give Arabic numerals. Next is consistency. See, consistency here I refer to doing a similar kind of formatting throughout the research proposal, which should be subject to the demand of the section, heading and other components. It is the overall formatting and typing style that you do, that it should be done in a uniform manner. And do not choose different types font style and size under various section. For example, when you are starting a research proposal, you are starting with the introduction of the study, and you have taken Times New Roman 12 font size in introduction, and after that you move on toward the rationale of a study and you are writing Times New Roman font size 11. No, it is not allowed, because it does not make a formal sense of your writing. So it is recommended that whatever font you use and font style you use uniformly. Well formatted proposals show attention to details. This is also very interesting. See, when you have given 10-15 pages to read somebody which is very technical in nature, which is very researched, you have to provide some kind of attention to the readers in the form of heading what you are providing, in the terms of fonts you are providing. For example, if you have any headings, you can make it bolder. Proper formatting is one of the key indicators of professionalism also. It shows your etiquettes, is ways and your seriousness towards communication of research to somebody else, that how you are communicating your research to somebody else. So please make this sure that you are making a uniform, consistent formatting throughout the all pages of research proposal. Heading and subheadings. As we all know that in a proposal we have some headings. For example, introduction, rationale, objective of the study, research question. These are headings. Under these headings, sometimes, not every time, sometimes you have some subheadings also. For example, you have under the section introduction, you have heading need of the study. So please make sure that heading in the proposal should be bold with a font size of 14. Format, background of the study, style, bold, title case and left align. Under each heading there can be a subheading like section 1, as I have just said. For example, take introduction. This heading can have subheadings like background of the study 1.1, 1.2, need of the study. Here 1.1 shows that this is the subheading under heading number 1. 1.2 says that it is subheadings 2 under heading number 1. Here you can see on the screen that there are some elements and how to format it. You can see here font. You can make a note also of this thing. Font, Times New Roman or Cambria. Sometime it varies Arial also. So whatever is being asked, or if not asked, you can go with Times New Roman. Line spacing 1.5 or double. It matters that what is the requirement of the institution. Justification, full justified for body text. This is also important. Whenever you are writing something on a A4 size paper, please be sure that you have justified the content, otherwise it looks very vague. Paragraph indent, first line indent 0.5 inch, margin as I have said 1 inch, page number, numerals, Roman numerals for front matters, and Arabic 1, 2, 3 for main text. Tables and figures. In the research proposal, there are several kinds of tables and figures that a researcher have. So it becomes the prime responsibility of a researcher to make sure that all tables and figures are properly mentioned and mentioned where they are supposed to be mentioned. For example, if you have taken some table in section 4, it should be there in the section 4 with proper numbering. Tables and figures are important part of research proposal. They should be systematically aligned with the section in which they are presented. Write proper title and number of the table and figure. This is very important. When you are using any table, write the number. For example, if table is under section number 1, you can write table 1.1, and if there is another table under the same section, you can write table 1.2. Font, Times New Roman for writing the headings of the table. Leave one line before and after the table and figure. This is more interesting to know that sometime you see in a research proposal the contents are clubbed with figures and tables, and it makes it not clean. It does not look neat and tidy. So for making a good proposal, this is also recommended that you leave one line before the table or figure and one line after the table and figure. Table lines, it should be minimal, clean grid, vertical lines if only required, otherwise not required. Here are some tricks for arranging the tables. These tricks can be very useful for you. See, consider a table under heading 1. Consider table under heading number 1, that is background of the study. Things to do, what you have to do, make the title of the table bold. Whatever is the title of that particular table, make it bold so that it will be visible more. Align it according to your content, means how you are written your content, and wherever table is required, try to mention table after that particular content, not at the end of the section. Put the table wherever it is exactly required and you are talking about that table in the particular content. Always refer to each table in the text. For example, when you are writing any paragraph and you are referring that contents given in the table or data given in the table, please refer it that under the table this and this, table number 1.1 it is mentioned. It makes it more formal and more inclined together. Make proper and uniform space within the table. Use word option for making it uniform. Here there are options in a Word that how to make columns and rows of a table uniform. You can utilize it and make it proper, because if you make some rows of different size, some rows of different size, if it is not required, it looks very vague. So be very concise and precise in terms of making a proper and uniform space within the table. Next is keep labels precise and informative. The labels you are writing in the tables, it should not be very big statements. You write it very precisely, and it should be highly informative in nature, that 3-4 words is sufficient to communicate the intent that you are trying to do. Last is, table number should be given according to heading number. For example, you can see here we have taken a heading background of the study. That is 1, heading number 1, background of the study. Under the heading, if you have 2 tables, you can give the number like that, table 1.1, table 1.2, and if you have more tables also, you can give table 1.3 and so on. And it helps you, the moment you write your number in a table like this, it provides you the ideas and mapping also, that this table 1.1 is definitely belonging to heading 1 and it's a table 1 of heading. So I hope it is clear. Let us move forward. Tricks for arranging figures. Some similar kind of tricks are there, but with little difference. You can see here on the screen, figure numbers below the figure. This is very important. Write the figure number below the figures, and along with this there are some certain sub important things for arranging figure is caption. Should be given with the figures as it describes the figure clearly and concisely. In table we are giving table number, in figure we are giving figure number also, but we have to write some caption also, that what it represents. It makes it more professional and more sound to the persons, those who are reading it. Font size same as table, the same thing, same font which you are utilizing for a table, same kind of font you can utilize here for figures. Again, one line before and after the figure. This is very important for figure, because if you do not have the proper arrangement of figure, it can overlap with content. It can overlap with content and it makes it look very poor. So do not do this thing. Make a proper alignment, one line before the image and one line after the image or figures, whatever you are giving. Next is adequate resolution of the image. This is an important thing, because whatever image you are proposing or putting in your research proposal, it should be properly visible, otherwise it is of no use. So look into the resolution of the image, that adequate resolutions of the image should be checked for clarity of images. Numbering of the figure should also align with the heading under which it is placed, figure 2.1, figure 2.2 or whatever it is. Select the option tight. This is a special trick I am sharing to you all. Select the option tight under the wrap text option. Whenever you are putting any image in a proposal, especially in a MS Word format, go to option tight under wrap text option in MS Word, so that image will move accordingly to the content. For example, if you are shifting the content up and side, image will also move according to content. It is actually being tight with the content where you make it. So it's a very important command. You can do it when you are arranging any kind of pictures in your research proposal. Proofreading. Here it comes the very important part of making and forming a research proposal. See, we all are humans. When we write anything, when we prepare anything, there are some certain chances of committing some errors, like some spelling mistake, some grammar mistake. Sometimes we forget something, that I have to delete this, but it remains like that. So this kind of human errors will be there, and these errors can be minimized and reduced only by the help of proofreading. What is proofreading? Proofreading is the final stage of the academic writing process, during which a document is meticulously reviewed to identify and correct surface level errors related to grammar, punctuation, spelling, formatting and consistency. Unlike editing, which focuses on improving the structure, clarity and argumentation. Proofreading ensures that the final version of the text is polished, error-free and professionally presented. This is very interesting, learners, to understand that why we do proofreading. Everything what you are writing has gone through your tired eyes, your tired mind and effortless attempts. But there are many things which are again to be considered as a researcher in a final version, that yes, is there any mistake remained by me? Have I committed any kind of error in the form of punctuation, spelling, grammars? So, proofreading provides you all this flexibility and you make polished your research proposal. Polished in a sense, you refine your write-ups, you refine your design, you refine your formatting and you identify and curtail down your errors so that it can affect someone who is reading your proposal in a constructive and positive manner. And also it is made to show your professionalism. It shows the sincerity that you have towards your write-up and research, because when you are writing something and proposing directly without proofreading, I am 100% sure that there will be some errors. Definitely there will be some errors. So to minimize that errors, you need a fresh eye, fresh mind, go through the proofreading. Tricks for proofreading, very important. This will help you that what actually to do. Correcting spelling mistake. There will be a spelling mistake sometime. Correct it. Fixing grammar and punctuation errors. When you are correcting your grammar and punctuation, it makes you more formal and professional. Checking sentences structure and word choice. Ensuring consistency in formatting, fonts, heading style, spacing. This is most of the time problematic while you make research problem, that consistency, that yes, you are making and adopting some certain kind of font, heading style and spacing, but it is not uniform on all the pages of research proposal. So be very sure that you have ensured the consistency in the formatting. Next is making sure references and citations are accurate. This is also very interesting and important also, because when you commit mistake in references and citation, it can lead to the plagiarism. It can lead to the issues related to the ethics part. So be very focused and sure that your references and citations are accurate. And last is catching awkward phrasing or repeated words. Sometimes it happens. Generally, if you are typing in a MS Word, it identifies that if is there any repeated words. But if repeated words are more, for example, if they are in a form of a paragraph, if they are in the form of a statement, that MS Word will not identify. So catching awkward phrasing or repeated words is also very important in the proofreading section. Benefits of proofreading. Why to do proofreading? You can see here on the screen. It enhances clarity and precision. It demonstrates academic integrity and rigor. Just now I have said that making sure reference and citation, it demonstrates your academic integrity and rigor. Ensure consistency and adherence to guidelines. That whatever guidelines has been proposed to you by the institution or funding agency, you are following and ensuring that I am very consistent and adhere to the guidelines whatever means provided to me. Reduce risk of miscommunication. This is normal. See, when you are writing something, you are thinking also, and as a human brain, you are doing two things together. You are thinking and writing. So there is a chance of some kind of a writing statement which you do not want to write. Some mistakes may occur there, and which can lead further miscommunication to the person who is reading it. So to reduce risk of miscommunication, proofreading is very important. Typing rules. Use this checklist to ensure compliance with all typing rules. This will minimize error and maximize your proposal impact. This checklist helps ensure that all requirements are met before submission. Confirm requirements. Confirm all font requirements. Maintain font size. Maintain consistent font size across all pages of the research proposal. Adhere to guidelines, adhere to margin and line spacing, confirm limits, confirm character limits. Character limit means sometime it is been asked to the researcher that you write your introduction or rationale of the study in only 500 words. It may be asked. Sometime it is written that you write your review of literature in only 3000 words. So confirm your limits that yes, I am under the provided limits. Print and preview. The final thing, print it once and review, because there are so many errors that you cannot see on a computer screen while you are reading. Many a time you will read it, but it is difficult to identify. So if you print it and go through in a hard copy, there will be chances that some error which you miss can be identified on a later stage. So print and review for proper readability and identifying the issues. Concluding discussion. For today's discussion, one thing is very important that I would like to say here is small things matters. Small things matters. Many a time big thing doesn't matters, but small things matters. And same thing here in the research proposal. You may have developed very good research proposal which is very sound, very researchable and should have very good outcomes, but you have to focus on formatting, that how you have format your research proposal. Consistency of the formatting, that I am telling from the beginning. You have to see consistency. It is not only that one page you have formatted, look on the other pages across the research proposal. Arrange table properly. Properly means it should not be here and there with the content. It should be aligned properly with page number and different things which I have discussed. Arrange figure properly. Give captions, provide the details of the figure and put it wherever it is actually required. And at the last, proofreading is the key to reduce all the error elements in a research proposal. Sometimes it has been not identified while you are doing it, so it's better to do proofreading in a very sound and very concentrative manner. Thank you so much.